This video is brought to you by Vadami. Do you like learning solos and riffs on YouTube but hate dealing with the mouse? With the Vadami, you can easily loop and slow down any section of video with just the tap of your foot. Say hello to the Vadami and goodbye to the mouse. Learn more at vadami.com.
My name is Ryan Fluff Bruce, and I play guitar for the internet as well as the band Ragged Under. And I'm here with another episode of Premier Guitars Hooked. And today we are going to talk about For All the Cows by the Foo Fighters. The first Foo Fighters record was always a favorite of mine. Now, going back to pre-internet times, I started playing guitar in the summer of 1994. And as a Christmas gift in December, Christmas of 94, my folks basically prepaid for, I think it was like 8 weeks of guitar lessons from my local music store that I like to go to and get strings at. So about January, I started guitar lessons, and my guitar teacher was in, a lot of the grunge bands in the Seattle area. I grew up in the Seattle area, and this was, prime grunge time. And he knew a lot of the Seattle scene guys from way back. His own band was signed to Sub Pop, and it was a very grungy time. One day I walked in, and he knew what a huge Nirvana fan I was, and Kurt Cobain was a huge influence and was the reason why I started playing guitar. And one day, I believe it was like February, March of 1995, I go into my guitar lesson, and he goes, "Yeah, hey man, over the week I asked him what he was doing, how his weekend went." And he was like, "Yeah, I was at this party, and the drummer for Nirvana was jamming with a band, but he was on guitar and singing." And that blew my mind. And I didn't believe him. I was like, "Yeah, whatever, man. Okay." And he was like, "Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was pretty good." And I was like, "Wait, what?" Okay, the drummer for Nirvana is going to sing and play guitar. Okay. And that was pretty much the extent of it. Pre-internet, pre-everything, you had nothing to go by. I told a couple of my friends. No one believed me because there was nothing out in the world with Dave Grohl singing and playing guitar. It just wasn't even a thing. The first record didn't come out till July of 95, I believe, 4th of July, 1995. And it was only several months later where you started seeing news reports of a Foo Fighters record. And when the record finally came out, I went and got it the day it came out, 4th of July, 1995. And instantly, one of my favorite songs off that record was For All the Cows, because it was so different from everything else that was out, but it was also so different from everything else on the record, which it was so tasteful and had a lot of dynamics. And I just loved what to me at the time sounded like real expensive jazz chords, which they're not jazz chords. I guess they kind of are, but the C9, and I guess this would be a B7 and an E. Those sounded and resolved so well. It was like candy from my brain hearing that song for the first time. And then you have interspliced this cool ascending scale as part of the main riff. I just thought that was so cool, and it's pretty mellow for up until the first chorus. It's just a totally mellowed out song, and then you get into that raunchy chorus. I had the pleasure of seeing the Foo Fighters probably 4 or 5 times in 1997 on the Color and the Shape tour, and I always loved in the live setting of how loose that song was live. It was always like they weren't really trying to nail the chords all that much. It was just real loosey-goosey, like. I think Dave was burping a lot at the time, and it was such a cool contrast to everything else in their entire catalog for a long, long time. And you just didn't really see that quirkiness after, like, the second record. The Foo Fighters came way, way more mainstream rock, but that early stuff was so quirky and so out of step with everything else at that time. Yeah, For All the Cows. What a great song and a great riff. Fluff out.